Hey now, everyone. Welcome back. Brand new Tactacam podcast. This week, I have Ben Stern with me from Tactacam. We talk about the new Reveal cell cam. Pretty much, if you haven't seen it, I'd be shocked. The last 10 days, man, this thing has been all over social media. But make sure you check out the Reveal from Tactacam. So many great features, great tech involved in this camera. Great price starting at, I think, roughly is $119 right now. A lot of the big box stores have this camera for $99. So amazing camera, amazing features. Make sure to check it out, the Reveal Cell Cam. The website is revealcellcam.com. So make sure to check that out. But listen to the show, so much great information. Ben did a great job explaining everything from his side and explaining some of the questions we had from the user side. So as always, enjoy the show. All right, guys, we are live, brand new Tactacam podcast. Excited as always to get a new show out, and this week is no exception. I'm with Ben Stern from Tactacam, and excited to talk about this new product we got out, the Reveal Cell Cam. But what's happening, Ben? Glad you can make it today.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely, but excited to talk about this as a lot of my listeners know I'm a huge fan of Tactacam, been using the product, and basically going to do a ton with the Tactacam and the new one this year. But I was super excited when I saw this come out, Ben, about this new cell cam, and there's so many good features, and one being right off the bat is the price for guys looking to get into using a cell cam. But there's so many just benefits to that as a hunter, and I mean, I can think of so many just being a guy that has a lease out of state. It's just so beneficial. But Ben, just give me kind of the 10,000 square foot like overview, and then we'll dive in a little bit deeper.
Sounds good. Yeah. So, you know, I guess Jeff and I were a couple years ago. You know, obviously been using cellular cameras, and we started talking about, man, there's so many things that we would change, or I would change, or he would change, and we just kept talking about it. And then all of a sudden, it was like, why don't we just build one? It's like it goes along with everything else that we've been doing, obviously, at Tactacam. And to be 100% honest with you, the reason we didn't do it before was we just really didn't have the desire, right? But once we had the desire to just make the product and do it in such a way that we felt like, you know, it truly made a difference. Like that's really what motivates us, and you know, we just started going at it, and it's like, okay, image quality that sent to your phone, like how would we make that better, for example? And anybody that's been seeing the photographs on like Facebook, for example, or Instagram, if you're following the Reveal page, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, as far as cellular camera, cellular images that are coming to your mobile device, they're really, really good. Then on top of that, it's like, okay, well, you know, to have a 24 megapixel option, you know, saved to your SD card. So if you want a true high res, you know, super HD image, it's there for you. And even trigger speed. You know, like sub-half second trigger speeds on a cell cam for $99. It's like, like we retail it for, I think, $120, but it's being sold at like Bass, Cabela's, Shields, you name it, you name the store, Walmart, all over the place for $99. It's like, to get all of these features for that price point is a little ridiculous, but
it is.
We did it.
Yeah, you guys did. It's exceptional, to say the least, because, like you said, I don't know, I mean, you would probably know, Ben, but I don't know another one that does have the 24 megapixel option. And if you guys haven't, what Ben was just saying, make sure you check out that Facebook or the Reveal Cell Cam Instagram page, because there's a ton of photos there too. But by far and away, Ben, that was the first thing I noticed was the quality of the pictures. It's absolutely insane. And like, just kudos to you guys.
Yep.
If anybody does kind of follow or have seen or have their own cell cams, they're just usually those pictures are not the greatest. But this is honestly, Ben, it's like in a world of its own or league of its own for you guys in this category. It's absolutely a league of its own.
Yeah, and I will tell you that all of the images we post, we will not post an image from the SD card. So everything that you see is truly transmitted through cellular data to the app, which that was the biggest thing is there's no way you guys are doing this. Not for $99, not for how cheap the cellular data plans are. Like, you guys are posting SD card images. We're like, no, truly we're not. Like, it's it's really fun, I guess. It's really fun to just push the envelope, kind of break the rules, and just go for it. So,
business-wise, Ben, when you and Jeff kind of came up with this idea, what were those line items you were looking at to separate yourself with this camera?
Well, it's truly like, what is everything that you don't like about current cameras? Like, what would you make different about it?
Sure.
How would you improve it? And it's like, well, cost is one of the biggest things that we don't like. Obviously, it's like, I don't want to go and spend $200 or $300 or $400 or potentially more on a cellular camera just to turn around and then go spend $15 or $20 or $30 a month, depending on how much data you're using, just to get photos. So it's like, okay, how do we build a super high-end camera that's going to last a long time? How do we build it so affordable that people even question the quality, because they do, right?
Right.
You think, $99, it's got to be a piece of junk. But, I mean, the people that are using these cameras already, they'll tell you what they think about the camera. Then on top of that, it's like, okay, well, how do we make money? Because if we're basically losing money when we sell a unit, how do we make money, especially if we're going to have super low data plans? And it's, well, if we build a camera to last 5 years or longer, that's how we make money. Like, we're going to sell, a data plan starting at $5 a month, and we know that you're going to like it so much that you're going to, probably upgrade. And even if you had one camera monthly, unlimited data is like $13. It's like, that's very, very affordable. And, in my opinion, I think you're going to want to buy more, so
right.
That's the only way we're ever going to, make money. But hey, at least we're building a product that we completely stand behind. And I think, the customers realize that.
Yeah, absolutely. So to continue with that just a little bit, Ben, I know you have 3 different cell plans, so to speak. So let's run through those and let's talk about the service and just overall how that works. Is it cloud-based, to your phone, and what options there are for each, but, from the service provider itself and how you guys did all that.
Yep. So what we did, it's there's a ton of work that goes into this, so I don't want to like just oversimplify it, but we worked super, super hard with both Verizon and AT&T to basically partner up with each of them in such a way that allowed us to be it truly got us to where we needed to be to get these prices where they're at. For example, a monthly pro plan, which is unlimited data, unlimited photos, is $13 a month, and your second camera is $12. If you did it yearly, if you paid for the year, it's $120 for the first camera, and the second camera is only $96. And you can have as many cameras as you want. So it's just $96 for every camera after that. That's I'm pretty sure that's the cheapest on the market at this point. I haven't
so
seen
that way
anything
Ben
that comes close.
is okay. That way Ben's just a one-time fee, correct?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
So
yeah, that works.
And or intermediate plans, which is like 500 images per camera, $8 a month. It's it's just set up in such a way that makes it real easy, and or like a starter plan for $5. You know, it makes it really easy to get into it, get used to it, see how this cell camera works, how the cell camera world works, because it is different than, you know, traditional trail cameras. But I think there's a ton of positive things about it, and to be, you know, we truly just want everybody to get the opportunity to experience it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Ben, tell me a little bit on, I guess it would be a starter plan and intermediate plan. How do I, as the user, how do I maintenance that, or, you know, how do I go in and clear the photos, or, you know, how do I log all that stuff and take advantage of that plan, so to speak?
Yeah, so everything it's pretty I guess technical, right? Like, these images, they get taken from the camera, you know, they're triggered just like a normal camera, and then it sends it up through the cellular service to a cloud storage, which we have, you know, computers that are processing this information and then sending it back down to your mobile app. So, you know, everything's happening pretty much instantaneous. So, for example, it might take between 20 seconds to 30 seconds to send a photo, and by the time it hits our servers, it's already down to your mobile device. So it's super, super fast. There's no need to actually delete images. You can just keep them in there. The app has a home page that just gets a live feed of your images as they're coming in. So when you get hooked like I am and a lot of other people are on these, it's like you might get 5, 6, 8 cameras out there, and you're just getting this live feed of images scrolling into your phone. You know, it is truly addicting. Like, I just love watching the deer. For example, if I'm at my parents' property and I know there's deer out in the field, and I'm like, well, Leo, do you want to go see some deer? And we'll sneak out there, and sure enough, there they are, because they're already on my phone.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's a sweet idea. So,
yeah, but
let's say on that intermediate plan, Ben, you said you never have to delete a photo. So I'm assuming what it does is it deletes the first photo in the queue then, and then the second, the third, as it takes the upcoming photos. Is that how that works?
It actually saves them for you. So you can go back and look at photos from, like, I could scroll all the way back if I wanted and look at the very first photo the camera took on my app.
Oh, wow. Okay.
If I don't want a photo, I can delete it out of there. That's not a problem. Or I can create little galleries in the app. So if I have a certain deer, I can add the images into a gallery and save them in there. It's also organized by camera, too. So not only do you have the home page, which is just a live feed of all cameras, you can also click on another little button that's just your cameras. So then each camera is located and organized by location. So if you have 3 cameras and they're all in the same location, well, obviously that would be all under one section. Or if you have 2 different properties you're hunting, you could break your cameras up into those 2 different locations, click on the location and maybe see 2 cameras on, one property and maybe 1 camera on the other property, or however you have it set up. So things are laid out really, really easily. It's super slick as far as organization. It's already structured for you. It's a super good user experience.
Yeah, that sounds like it. So you as the user can go in, like you said, make your own files, locations for those files, and then from there obviously put together the game plan of, like you said, you delete these photos, keep the ones you want, and so on and so on. So it's super simple, it sounds like, right from the app.
Yeah, absolutely. And right from the app. And the camera, like as far as camera technology, we've built in like SD loop recording. So if you had a 8 gig SD card, which, that's not very much space, it doesn't matter because you can just turn a feature on from your app and you can tell it to just overloop the old images. So that's what you were just talking about, right?
Right.
So the camera will never stop working. It'll just keep taking pictures right over the oldest ones if you wanted. So that's a really cool feature as well.
Yeah, that is a cool feature.
If I'm looking at pictures on my phone and I'm noticing that maybe I want a little bit more flash, or I want more exposure, I could actually adjust the settings of that camera from my app and apply it to the camera and just never go out there and touch it.
Yeah, that's a really neat feature, guys. Like, that's insane. So if you notice, Ben, like you're saying, like if you're really particular about the image quality or the color of an image, you can literally work on that right from the app from so many miles away and fix it.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
That's cool. Very cool technology. Yeah. That's super impressive.
So and it's like I said, it's all cloud storage. So everything that you literally are getting, if you got thousands and thousands of photos, it doesn't affect your cell phone's storage, for example. Because we're storing all of this data for you, you could have, I don't want to get too technical here, but you could have just a standard iPhone that has not a lot of memory on it, right? And
right.
It will still work for you. Like it will still load and look. You can look at the photos. Everything will work the way it's supposed to.
Right.
And with, as far as cellular phones, these plans don't affect your current cellular, phone bill.
Right.
So
it's its own entity, basically.
It is. So, and that's where we had to go in with Verizon and AT&T and form these partnerships, was for us to be able to, have you as a user open up your app, create an account, right, select a plan, and then add cameras. So when you select your plan and all of that, you're already pre-approved, from Verizon or AT&T. It doesn't matter if you have U.S. Cellular or if you have Verizon or AT&T, or if you have Virgin Mobile or T-Mobile or any of the other services. It does not matter. You just select an AT&T or Verizon camera, whatever one works best in your location, and that's the camera you activate and go set in the woods, and bam, they're coming to your phone.
Now, Ben, what you just said there, explain that to me. So, like, let's say my cell service is an AT&T or Verizon, right? So when I open that app, does that give me a signal for each of those to use? So I can basically figure out, hey, this camera is going to run better like this or that, or is there recommendations for that in a certain area?
So I if I don't have AT&T or Verizon, what I would recommend doing is just talk to people around your area, and find out, like, hey, what service do you have? Oh, you have Verizon? How does it work? Like when you're out in the woods. And they're going to say, oh, it's a little spotty. Well, if it's a little spotty, then I would keep asking some other people, right? And maybe you get to someone that has AT&T, for example. They're like, oh, no, AT&T works great here. Like, no issues. Well, then in that situation, I would buy an AT&T camera.
Sure.
Because that's going to hook up to the AT&T data, and or vice versa. If AT&T's not working real good around here, but, Joey over there has got Verizon phone, and, man, he's making calls in the woods and downloading and watching YouTube videos and whatever.
Right.
Well, geez, if he's doing that, obviously I'm buying a Verizon camera.
Okay.
So that's what I would recommend doing if you don't have either of them services. And then go in that route.
Absolutely. So anything else, Ben-wise, for the user? Is there, a special, like, lithium batteries you want to use, or special SD cards, a certain level, or I know there's certain different types of SD cards that just seem to work better than others. So is there anything like that you recommend just for optimal use?
Yeah, as far as SD cards, it's so crazy. Like, even Tactacam, the cameras, You know, like you have to have like a U3 card for a 5.0, for example. And if you don't, you see performance issues. Well, with cellular cameras, it's the same way. You know, but we don't need as fast as an SD card as we would for like our HD, you know, hunting cameras. But you do need to have a class 10. And I recommend anywhere from an 8 gig up to a 32 gig. It just really depends on, you know, like, are you going to have the camera set up to shoot videos at all? Do you want to shoot 24 megapixel images and go and retrieve them later? You know, so there's just some things that you have to think about. And if you're like, you know what, I don't really care, I just want pictures to my phone, then you could just go with an 8 gig card and set the camera up to just loop over old images and just let them keep coming into your mobile device.
Sure. So, yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. And then as far as batteries, battery life was one of the things on our list initially, you know, that we weren't happy with. And I can tell you, even on cheap batteries, we're seeing between, you know, 2,500 images and 3,000 images sent to your mobile device, which is very, very impressive for a cellular camera.
Yeah, that's a lot of photos, for sure.
It is, yeah. So obviously settings have a lot to do with that, but the settings that I use, the settings that a lot of the people that are, you know, getting these amazing photos that we're posting on the Reveal page and the Instagram Reveal page, these are the settings that we're using. So I can tell you, you don't have to compromise quality and speed to get these numbers, you know. And if you put a set of lithium batteries, you're going to get even better performance. So it's not one of these deals where, oh, I got a cellular camera, but I got to go out there every week to change batteries. That's not the case, which has been my experience with other brands, you know, which just becomes very frustrating.
Yeah, that is, for sure. Now, Ben, from the camera side, I'm sure obviously there's some setup camera to the app. So tell me just about the communication there, what we have to do. I assume we turn the camera on and we run through dates, times, and what process you want as far as video or pictures and stuff like that. But how do we do all that as the user? From the camera side, what needs to be done first, and then going to the app to get it finished, the camera set up?
Sure. Yeah, I'm glad you asked, because setup, definitely another item on the list of frustrations, right? So we came up with a way to activate the camera that was extremely easy. What we do on our end, we actually pre-authorize every camera. So we take the hard work out of it for you. There's no need to get on a website. There's no need to, you know, like go somewhere and copy all this information over. All you do is you put your SD card in the camera, you put batteries in the camera, you turn it to setup, you go over to your menu and you select QR code. It pops up on the screen. Open up your app and you scan it, name the camera, tell it what location it's going to be in, and hit OK. Then in the background, we get that information, we process it, we activate it with Verizon and or AT&T, and within 1 minute, your camera's ready to go.
That's pretty simple. That's pretty sweet setup right there. And by far, from what I know, that's the easiest type of setup I've heard with anybody doing these cell cameras. And I know, Ben, you just pointed that out. That was one of your guys' goals. But, I mean, that's as easy as it gets, it sounds like.
Yeah, and I realize that you typically only activate a camera once, right? But it's still, in my opinion, one of the hardest things to get past, which is why we put so much time into that process. There's nothing worse than, you know, like getting a new product and being so excited about it and then just having a bad experience or be frustrated with it before you ever get to use it. So that's, you know, something that we spend a lot of time on.
No, I mean, you know exactly how true that is. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one, but there's several cameras and other items I use where, typical guy stuff, the directions kind of lay to the side, and then I'm just trying to work my way through it instead of reading directions. Yeah. So when you set something up that easy, you guys did the right thing.
Yeah, you've got it right when you can hand it. Like, for example, I hand it to my dad, and I say, hey, can you get this set up? And he's like, how do I do this? I'm like, I don't know. You figure it out. And he can actually get it all activated and do it in a pretty timely manner, without getting frustrated. That's really the measuring of how well it works for me anyway. That's how I measure success. And, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, my gosh, it's like perfect, and yes, little issues can come up, but that's where, our customer support, and, if you get online, you'll see Jeff and I on social media answering questions, talking to customers, like both of us. We do it all night. We do it all day while we're working, literally, and all weekend. Like it's with this product launch, you and I have been trying to do this podcast here, all week. And
all week. Yeah, I know you've been extremely busy, which is great for you guys.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to blow you off because I want to be able to talk about this product that I'm so excited about and, be able to share this with all of your listeners. But I had to put it on hold because I had so many customers that were asking questions, and I didn't want there to be, a delay, a delay in like, oh, hey, how do I do this? Or can I do this? Or where do I order? So we've got a full staff of people that do answer those questions, but with the launch, and it's literally, we're sold out everywhere. So by the way, if you can find a Tactacam Reveal, I would suggest to not think about it and just pick it up and buy it. Because even if you decide, I'm not into cellular cameras quite yet, I guarantee you someone will probably buy it for more money than you paid for it right now. So that's a little testament of why we're so busy. But like with that, obviously we'll continue to hire more very, very good people, and that way we can have more time to get on nice talks like this.
Right, exactly. No, I'll attest to that, man. I see you guys all the time on Facebook responding to questions, and you guys really do a great job when it comes to that, and that's above and beyond most companies what they do. And these guys, lots of times, Ben, I see you're not doing it through your company's social media. You're doing it through your own personal. I see it all the time. And like you said, I see you guys doing it actually all hours of the night, daytime, whatnot. So you guys go far above and beyond in that manner, which is awesome. But Ben, where right now, I know you just mentioned a bunch of places, but let's talk about that real quick, where you guys have the camera at, and what stores, online, and all that stuff.
Yeah, so the best place to start, in my opinion, would be to go right on our website and go to our dealer locator. We keep it up to date, and then you could find, there's truly a lot of places that are carrying the product, not only the Reveal, but just Tactacam in general. But the Reveal Cell Cam, RevealCellCam.com. I was like, is that the right website? Anyway,
yep, that's it.
That one's specific for the Reveal camera. So that dealer locator will only have dealers that are carrying the Reveal cellular camera. But I can tell you, a lot of them are sold out, and we're shipping weekly and daily, obviously, to dealers. But call ahead and make sure they have it before you drive there, obviously. But I know like Bass Pro, Cabela's, like all them big stores, they ordered a lot of product. So I would, definitely look there. If you're buy one, stop in and see if they got them. Shields is another one that's big around here in the Midwest. I know they ordered a ton of cameras, so they potentially will have them in store right now. But if you have to drive like an hour, I would call ahead, because I will tell you, I saw videos and photos of like in retail stores as cameras are getting put on the shelf, and it looked like it was Black Friday. You know, like literally
for sure.
lines of, it was like, I was like, whoa, it's just like, you know, I don't go shopping on Black Friday, but I see videos on on social, and it looked like that. Like it was really cool to see demand and excitement, I guess, for the product.
Yeah, for sure, Ben. And one of the reasons I know that, you mentioned a few minutes ago, we've been trying all week to get this, but all week, I mean, this is one of the products that, I know you've seen this with other products, maybe a broadhead or arrow or bow, then that kind of just, it takes off, and it's the buzz within our hunting community. And you guys have achieved that level this week and last week that is, you don't see very often that type of excitement. So obviously that means it's pretty special and unique. And furthermore, like I have a Cabela's maybe 35 minutes away, and I called and was trying to get one this week, and you guys are it's totally sold out there. So
right.
It's crazy, but that's a great tip. Make sure you call, because at the moment they're a little hard to find.
Yeah, and we're building as fast as we can, with the goal, obviously, quality is our top priority when it comes to building a product. And then, it's just trying to make sure that we keep all of our dealers supplied, but not supplied to the point where you're going to go and have issues. I will tell you, though, if you do have an issue or if you run into something, definitely get a hold of our customer support, because I guarantee you it will be a positive experience. So. Yeah,
absolutely. And again, we've heard that, such great things on the Tactacam side, that you guys always do that above and beyond. Ben, before I go, I wanted to hit just a couple more items, but one, I wanted to talk about what you guys did on just like infrared. I know you mentioned the trigger speed being one of the fastest, but just even the outside, the housing or the casing being how it feels, waterproof, all that good stuff. Because I assume, for every camera you want it to be really waterproof, but I'm sure on a cell it's even at the next level type of deal. So talk about what you guys did different compared to the rest of the market.
Sure. So, first, when it, visually when you look at this camera, it's not a giant camera. Like it's, pretty nice, discreet. It's not designed to be like flashy in your face. It's just a nice, simple, small, discreet camera, because I don't want my camera to just stick out like a sore thumb when I got it in the woods. I want my camera to be mounted on a tree, and it doesn't matter what tree I mount it on. I want it to just kind of blend into the surroundings. So that was the first thing that we did. And I think we did a pretty good job, because sometimes I'm like, I know I put my camera here. Oh, there it is.
No, that's one of the things I noticed is how small the housing is itself, and how you guys achieved that. Like it's no bigger than your common blackout or infrared camera without cell on it. It's absolutely no bigger than that.
Right. It's like it just took my photo, because it just sent it to my app.
Me, yeah.
It's like, okay, there it is, right there. But it's kind of fun. And then, as far as how it latches, it's a full latch on one side, so it stays super tight. As far as rain and all that, just like any camera, if you get rain on the front lens, obviously it's going to have rain there, but it'll dry off. We have a little cover on there, so you're not getting dew or moisture. So it's not like you're going to have fog or stuff on your camera. But, obviously, if there's a downpour, things are going to get wet, but your camera will be fine. It will dry off, So yeah, I don't know. They're just we tried to build them like a tank. You know, they feel, when you have it in your hand, it feels like you have something, right? Like it doesn't feel cheap. It feels really nice, and it feels like, wow, okay, I have something that, you know, that's going to last.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it is made well, and that's one of the things I wanted to point out is just from the appearance of it, you guys have done a great job that you can look at it and tell that you're getting, you know, exceptional value at that price point in that camera.
Yeah.
So, Ben, is there, I don't know, I think that was all the questions I had to try to cover every aspect of the camera for both the user and what you guys have achieved with this, but is there anything I potentially forgotten you want to mention?
Well, I will tell you, we've put a ton of energy into the software. We put a ton of energy into the servers, into the app, everything. And I will tell you, we're not done, because it's like we have so many big ideas, and sometimes, you know, like we realize, like, hey, people love what we're doing right now, but don't stop there. If you ever feel like you're done, then maybe it's time to stop, you know, just stop altogether. So we've got so many cool things planned for the camera. We got so many cool things planned for the software that we're working on already. I'm excited. I mean, I'm really excited to see, you know, how it continues to grow, and I'm excited to see what people think of all the crazy stuff we got lined up for the future.
No, that's good to hear. I'm sure there's, you know, a lot of cool things that you guys can do in the future with technology and software side to the app side. I can think of a bunch that I think would be amazing, but excited for that to come out as well in the future, and we'll definitely get together again, Ben, and we'll talk about all that stuff when it's, you know, solid and concrete.
Awesome. Sounds great.
So, Ben, real quick, just, I know you mentioned the website, Reveal Tactacam, social media. I believe the Facebook and the Instagram are the same pages, correct? Reveal Tactacam.
Yeah, I think it's Reveal by Tactacam, or if you just type in Tactacam Reveal, you'll find it. And yeah, jump on there, start following us, and probably gonna want to pick one up pretty quick.
Yep, absolutely. I know I'm on the mission to grab one, so if you guys do have any questions, I'll put the link in so you can reach out to Ben. And Ben, thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. It's a great looking product, and you know, I can't wait to be one of the users and give you some feedback as well, and looking forward to doing this again with you.
Thank you so much, Brandon.
Absolutely. Guys, you know, every week you can find us on the Unfiltered Outdoor app, iTunes, and the Outdoor Podcast channel. Make sure to check out the Reveal Cell camera, and we'll see you guys again next week.